What's going on, YouTube? I got a video today that I think may help you. And that is focusing on the past. What do I mean by the past? You see, there are some of you right now whom you get up, let's say you had to set your alarm clock for 5 o'clock. The alarm clock goes off at 5 o'clock, you hit the snooze, hit the snooze, hit the snooze. All of a sudden you wake up, it's 9:30. You're peed off at yourself. You're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I said I wanted to wake up at 5. I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to do some different things. And all of a sudden I can't wake up. Now you know your dog gets in front of you and you kick your dog. You peed off. You go outside. You put your key in the ignition. Your car won't start. Right? Then all of a sudden someone cuts you off in traffic and you giving them the finger. Your day is just going terrible. You know? And it seems like you can't get anything right. Everything is wrong because all you're doing is focusing on that bad past act that happened that morning when you woke up late. It becomes your day. You become consumed with it. Now that's the immediate past. That's something that just has happened. But see, some of you have went through different problems. Like you're focusing on the past. You weren't that bright in high school. You didn't look great. You know, people made fun of you. Your dad was an alcoholic. You know, your parents really didn't believe in you. No one believed in you. Everyone told you you're not going to be good. And all of a sudden you grew up believing that because you are dwelling on the past. But let me ask you a question. If a person puts in hard work day in and day out on specific tasks, do you think that person is going to grow? Of course. When you were a baby and you were trying to walk and you stumbled and stumbled and stumbled and so finally you figured it out and you figured out the balance of where you need to stand and how you need to stand for long periods of time, and you took those steps, even though you fell down and got back up, you got better at it to the point where you became a master walker. That's the same thing. The same rules apply to life. You can't focus on the past. The baby doesn't focus on the falling. They don't sit there and beat themselves up and I failed. Even though they can't talk, but you know, in their head, no, they just got right back up and tried it. They may have cried for a little bit, but they get right back up. You see, there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from that period right there of not walking to walking, if one would reflect on it. So I don't care what you've been through in your life. I don't care if you were raped. I don't care if your dad beats you, if you saw your mom beat your dad. I don't care what circumstance you had. There is nothing that you can't get past. I remember seeing a guy with no arms and no legs. Now he was born that way. So he didn't know what it felt like to have arms and legs. So he grew up with, he grew up with the ability to be like, well, this is who I am. And this is what's going to be. Now, do you think people stared at him and gawked at him when he was out and in public? Of course they did. But now that guy is a motivational speaker. And Ryan, I'm going to figure out his name too. I'll put his name when I figure this out. But yeah, motivational speaker, married, and having a phenomenal life, helping people who have both arms, both legs, and all of these things. He's helping those people. There have been people who have lost their limbs and are still striving to do the right things. My wife is friends with a lady whom her dad cut her legs off when she was young. Ran over the legs, cut the legs. Now, that female was doing visa commercials during the Olympics. She's working on a PhD. She's married another gentleman who was working on their PhD. So, if you cannot be a part of your past. Your past does not dictate who you are going to be in the future. You have to learn to be like the baby who falls down and get back up. Falls down and get back up. You got to understand that. When you start dwelling on your past, you're going to be stuck. And you're going to be stuck for a very long time. So if you want to get on with life and be happy in life and do great things in life, Let the past go as soon as it happens. You may have to take a little time to regroup and put things together and make great things happen. You may have to do that. I'm not saying anything against that, but let it go. Let it go so you can move on and find out who you really are in life. We've all had car accidents. We've all fell off our bikes. We've all had the mistakes. They say the average millionaire fails 17 to 18 times before they actually become a millionaire. But think about the guy who fell down the first time and never got back up again in business. Don't let that be you. Strive to be better. Don't dwell in the past. Dwell in your present so you can have a better future. The past is something that you go through to learn from, but you leave it. So leave it.